Right, this is what we're going to be making today, these beautiful garlic dinner rolls. Right, let's get cooking. Right, let's first start with getting our yeast going. So 2 tablespoons of sugar. Right, and then half a cup of warm milk. And then 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast granules. We'll just combine all of that together thoroughly, and then we're going to leave it, and hopefully in about 5 to 7 minutes it will start foaming, which will tell us that the yeast is active. Meanwhile, in our mixing bowl, 1 2/3 of a cup of flour. There we go. Then half a teaspoon of salt. Right, I've just popped in a teaspoon of crushed garlic, and I'm just going to combine this, and then we're going to put our liquids in after we've checked that the yeast is fine. As you can see, it's nicely foaming now, so we can put this yeast in. Pour that in. Right, and then lastly, let's add in our melted butter. And we'll just combine this together. I'll come back when that's done. Right, now that hydration level is a little bit too high, so we're going to add another 1/4 of a cup of flour. And then combine that. Right, you may want to turn this out onto a floured surface now. And I'm going to let it proof in that bowl, so I'll clean the bowl out and then we'll oil it and pop the dough back in while it's still, this is still quite a high hydration level. Right, I'll just clean out that bowl and then I'll oil it. Right, let's oil this bowl now. There we are. Just pop this in here. There we are, and we'll cover it and we'll leave it for about an hour. Right, we've got our 2 tablespoons of butter melted. Into that I'm going to add some fresh basil. We're going to chop up as finely as we can, although it doesn't really matter. And this is going to be drizzled over the top of the buns just prior to us baking them. Got this, and we've got 5 cloves of garlic to pop in there as well. So I'll come back when I've done that. So we're just putting in our garlic now. There's 5 cloves altogether. Right, we've got all the garlic in there, and we've got our olive oil, and we've got our melted butter. And that looks sensational, and the aroma is sensational as well. Right, this is the baking pan I'm going to be using to make the rolls, and I'm going to line it with a bit of parchment paper so that they don't stick to the bottom. Sides I can cope with, but I can't slide a knife under the bottom. So there we have it. Now let's pop that to one side, and let's turn our dough out onto the board. I'll just flour it lightly first. Right. Here we have our rather highly hydrated bread. Now we need to cut these into 9 pieces. I'm going to need some more flour. It's sticking. And you will get that because there is melted butter in here, remember? So, I'm going to cut this into, this one's slightly bigger than that. So this will be 5 and this will be 4 buns. Rightio. And what we're going to do with these is just roll them. And I'll put them in here. I'll bring it a bit closer once I've got all 9 of them in so you can have a look. Okay, there's all 9 of them now. I'm going to cover them and leave them for another hour. And then we'll come back and see. They look really small. They should be bigger than that. Anyway, let's see what happens in an hour. Right, and here they are after around about 80 minutes. It took a bit longer to really puff up. So I'm just waiting for the oven to come up to speed, but I'll baste these first and then into the oven. And there we are, straight out of the oven. Looking absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get some butter on these and taste them. So let's tip them out. Well, let's tip nearly all of them out. Light and fluffy, beautiful. I'll just clean up a bit, get the rest out. Right, let's have a taste. We'll undo this one. Just butter it lightly. Wow. They could not be softer rolls. Wow. Those are beautiful. Would go so well with pretty much any soup, or with a roast meal. You dip it in gravy. Would be perfect. Hope you make these at home. A little bit longer than I thought they would take, but well worth it. I will catch you on the next recipe.